all of them. Maybe not.
Maybe not all of them. I think it's a few. But personally,
FNB's right there.
I'm up for Redbird Azir. I think that's going to be the most fun. Can you imagine like Redbird having access to the Shurima Shuffle? That's pretty nuts. I feel like he's going to make a lot of big plays with that. Yeah.
Don't give a playmaking support to a Shurima Shuffle. That's just not fair
on
the rest of the league. It's too powerful. But we are onto the Rift here in Game 1. Loud versus Furia. Slap bang into a pause. We had to get out early.
Get a nice shot of the stage here coming through for you. The CBLOL stage. The studio's really nice here. Hopefully we get a shot of the audience here as well, as we always get a good fan crowd out there for any Loud game, really any game in the CBLOL, and it's good seeing the fans making the L's in the audience with their boomsticks. So fun there. You get the good lights going. And,
as much of an L as that is for the English-speaking audience, just holding up L's for your team, you know, it works
right.
For them. It works for them.
It's good for them. But we did get all those champions in order. If you want to check that out, it's good stuff here. I think it was just FMB Sejuani that has stayed in the same position there. But those are the champions in order. Excited about this Kalista Mumu lane. This is going to be really fun.
Kalista and Mumu is one of those pairings that kind of just, you wait until you hit that level 3. You wait until you get all your abilities unlocked, the double stun, the tantrum, and you just kind of dive in. I think the counter with the Braum is really nice, right? You can get the slow onto somebody like Kalista, which a slow on Kalista is practically a stun. It's so debilitating for a champion like that who can't move, whose auto attacks rely on that kind of movement, and it allows Zeri to just keep dodging around. And I think just a deep cut here as well. Tin Owns' last match against Azir was with the Vel'Koz, right? He's 100% win rate against Vel'Koz. He played it when he was on Pain Gaming against Vorax of CBLOL, right? He played it against Crastiel. And the funny thing here is that FNB was on that Vorax roster when the Tin Owns Vel'Koz same game out. So maybe there's some PTSD coming out of there. You never know, right? I mean, he played it. He absolutely stomped in that game, went 5-0-7 on the Vel'Koz here. So he definitely views it as a counter. Probably pulled it out, like I said, from his deep pockets. But it's just interesting to see that, he's willing to go back in time and be like, you know what, actually, I think Vel'Koz is like a solid matchup into his ear. I've played this before. It's really, really nice. And so, he's not unfamiliar with this matchup. Don't know how much recent practice he's had, obviously, with the different items. But I think Vel'Koz is one of those champions that has benefited a lot, right? If he feels like he's getting dove, he can go for that early shattered crown. If he feels like he needs to tear through this kind of front line that is FNB and Redbird, you could go for the Leandries, or you could just go for a solid one-shot build with the Luden. So the flexibility with Vel'Koz is nice. It's one of those like immobile turret kind of champions, right? He's long range, no mobility. If he misses his E, he's pretty much dead. And I think I said I don't want to draw too much attention to this mid lane matchup, but they kind of throw a monkey wrench into these plans.
Yeah, they're really drawing the spotlight onto it for sure. And I am glad to see that Loud and Tin Owns came into this series. They're not just blind picking Ari. They're going for their specific deep pocket counter for Tin Owns. He's actually pulling out the Azir answer that he's been workshopping for years. And that stat you gave me, Shibby, does ease my heart a little bit as the person who predicted Loud in this series. Seeing the Vel'Koz coming out, but hearing he's 100%, we've got the 5-0-7 versus that matchup before, I do feel a little better about it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I feel a little bit better about it. Indeed here. Pod's still going to roll forward a little bit longer here, folks, while they get something figured out on their end. Normally, it's a like a lag issue, right? Because you don't notice those till you actually get into the game. Shouldn't be like a peripheral or anything like that. The unfortunate part about the lag issue is that takes a little longer normally than just swapping out a mouse real quick. So
I reckon that Tin Owns had his wrong runes on. I don't think he had a Vel'Koz rune page ready. I think he's like, oh no, I haven't played this champion in 2 years. Hang on, wait, I didn't finish it. Ref, restart the game. This is not fair. I need my runes. And he's gone on to the first strike, as it turns out, with Furia. They are contesting a bit of vision. They're getting aggressive on this top side. Meanwhile, down in bot lane, Brunsty and Seos, they've got the pincer movement set up for level 1.
It just makes sense, right?
Yeah, I wish I knew what laner that was.
Yeah, which mid laner, Exactly.
No idea. Absolutely. No idea. Never
definitely
seen
not Vel'Koz. It's definitely
No.
not. Though.
No, it's not.
No, it's just a
different
civilian
champion.
stumbled onto the rift. It's not safe. It's not safe for you.
It isn't safe. How did you find Summoner's Rift? We hit it very well. But,
Just on a hike, you know.
Hopefully get out of there. Mumu kind of hovering bot here. I don't think Croc's getting a leash. They're trying to do something shifty down here in the bot lane. Yeah, camera shifts down here. Gonna be the bandage toss in. Trajan's got you covered there though.
Yeah, they're looking for the level 1. Redbird's checking it, but they get... There's the straight stun onto Redbird. Let's see how high he can stack these spears up. Going very low. Gets the early flash and the rend onto Redbird. Advantage Loud.
Really nicely done there. It's a good play.
Yeah, I mean, just sneaking into that bot bush. I mean, it's funny, right? Furia got the vision onto blue. They know 100% that Croc isn't on there, but they just didn't realize that there was no leash going on. So Goot's going to have a little bit of a head start. He's going to be a little bit faster, right? As you see Croc doing that handed 3 camp, right? He's just going red Raptors, most likely into his Gromp to get that level 3, to get that ganking prowess down. But Goot, I mean, all things considered, he can just farm it out, pick up the Divine Sunder, go Triforce or Kraken Slayer, or even Bork here, rush, and just really look to farm it out because he has the tempo lead, he has the camp, he will have the camp lead soon, and it's up to Croc to get this momentum going. He went for this 3 camp, and now he needs to gank either top or mid here, as Tinone's having a really nice time in this mid lane so far.
Yeah, Tinone's doing pretty well here. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Croc going for a reverse clear and just clear back down towards Krugs. Honestly, it might just be 5 camps from both sides here. We have heavy AD junglers. Krugs takes a little bit longer to do primarily. Croc's also going to have that information. Hey, FNB just walked down and warded the river. So, you know, maybe you just go do something else with your time. You see that Krugs left up top side there for Dude. The Krugs have a lot of armor. Is the thing. Ooh, yeah, it could be. See if they walk down there.
Croc's actually going to run face-to-face into Goot right here after that scuttle goes down and the Wukong bonking away with the stick, but Conqueror procs and Goot walks away, the winner on that trade.
Yeah, he's still got the double buffs up, right? It's going to go in here. No, actually just going to walk on through, looking for that second scuttle. It's going to be a decent XP lead if he can get both of them.
And this is the Goot Viego again, right? We touched on it before. This is the premier pick for this guy. He's had so many really, really impressive performances on it. I'm honestly surprised it made it so far through the draft with how impressive Goot has been on this champion. And if he's going to go up against Croc, a player with more experience here at the top level, who has been able to solo carry games for the Loud roster and rosters past, I think the Viego is a good tool to give him for it.
He's got the 100% win rate on it as well, right?
Like, wow.
Goot, yeah, he's got 100% win rate. Like, the fact that it slipped through the draft and that Loud doesn't care means that they definitely have a way to prepare for it. Croc just believes in his own Wukong more. And like you said, actually, yeah, that XP lead is now ballooning a little bit, the gold lead as well. Double scuttle into his own Raptors, going to get the recall, able to clear bot side. And this is this power farming Viego style that he's allowed to do because there's not going to be a lot of mid pressure going on, right? There's not going to be a lot of fighting between these two champions. Bot lane is going to be relatively safe for him as it's just Zeri and Braum. They're not going to look to scrap. And so you could just full clear, take your attention, and just become a stronger champion. As I think Viego's 6, in my opinion, is a lot more detrimental than Wukong simply because of the reset factor and the potential that it has to just take over fights.
Really like it here. A lot of pressure down bot side here. Nets and Own Redbird are feeling it. They're going to step up a little too far.
He's around the corner, misses the bandage toss though. Redbird with no flash, but if you don't get that stun to open up, misses the second one as well. If he landed either of those Qs, Redbird would not have made it out, but Goot now coming through the harrowed path. He's got low HP. There's a potential for a turnaround. Croc eats that first bit of damage down below half HP. Natuno firing away with the bursts, and Brance has to step away too. Redbird's even remaining as now Vel'Koz, Tinones wants to join in for this party. He's got, oh, Sales finally with the flash lands that Q. Croc's looking for it. W's in, can't find the damage. Exhaust is huge onto the Wukong, and Tinones is not quite there in time.
Disaster really for Loud here after this play. So much of their resources were dedicated toward this bot lane play. You have Tinones that should be pressuring Envy, preventing that farming in the mid lane, make his way down here on the super immobile Vel'Koz, right? Essentially walking the length and breadth of the map to apply pressure, and get some kills down the spot lane. They get nothing. Envy walks out of this with a CS lead, a pretty heavy one here, too. He's got 3 CS on the Vel'Koz, should be winning this laning phase.
Yeah, and it's really odd. I was expecting Tinones to go through River up into the blue side of Furia's jungle. That laser, that R, has a massive range on it, and I was very afraid when I saw the likes of, Goot and Redbird at such a low HP value, especially with Redbird no flash. I feel like he could have walked up, gotten the laser off, and gotten a kill, but instead looked to just go through the river raw, and maybe they thought that Furia was going to keep entertaining this fight. I think they just felt it coming with Envy's callouts, and you see now the CS lead for Goot is getting higher and higher. This is about a 3.5, almost going to be a 4-camp lead for him. He's going to take 6 faster. He's going to have a lot more impact at the moment. Like, this is, for anything and everything, this is all going in Furia's way, because if it stays even, if a lane like Kalista Mumu doesn't get ahead, it can just be super rough into these mid to late game team fights.
Certainly can there. And with that play, being able to survive all that pressure, Netuno have bought themselves quite a bit of time, quite a bit of space here as well. You see they got it frozen up here, up towards their side of the lane. They're playing very safe, and they are very safe, right? You got 2 W's out there from Kalista. That's pretty funny. I don't think I've ever seen that. Yeah, they bought themselves so much time and so much space. You even see the call ticket down there for Netuno as well, because the simple fact is Loud can't put that many resources into another bot lane gank again, because if that fails, I think they just lose the game. Right? So much resources into that play for essentially nothing, and it's very well done by Netuno and Redbird. You hate to see it as a coaching staff to watch Seos miss double bandage tosses like that, right? You practice all split long, and there's just there's nothing to it. He just misses most of the abilities on multiple targets. Doesn't feel good. Feels really bad. And Croc actually showing up for the Rift Herald. Its own characteristic of this team.
Ooh, they're so early to it. Envy didn't expect everybody in the brush, and the double cyclone's coming out. There's the laser. Envy so low, and his flash even drops as well. First blood for Croc in the jungle. Redbird rocks up, but the fight's already done.
Hard to blame Envy, right? I mean, I made the play call myself. There's no way Loud is here right now taking this objective, right? And Envy made the same call. He's like, no, they're not up there. I don't know where Tinones went, but he's not taking an objective at 8 minutes. And no, incorrect.
Yeah, it's really odd desync as well, right? I think you would have waited for FNB to at least try to face check it. It was really odd that Envy was the one that decided, like, hey, actually, I'm going to check if they're doing the Herald. The squishy Azir, the one that could get easily jumped on by the likes of the Wukong, by the Vel'Koz. I would have loved to send the Sejuani down there first, see what's happening, check it out, and then follow up. That could have been a different fight for Furia, but overall, Loud take the Herald, they take first blood, and it goes on to somebody like Croc, and we might be getting the high roll Croc here this game.
Starting to look that way.
Has been coming up a lot more often than not, I will say. In the spring, it was a 50-50. It was a coin flip in spring. But in summer, he has weighted that coin very, very heavily. Croc has been going yep Croc more than nope Croc way more often than not. And yes, down in CS, but he's won that fight. He's got the kill, he's got the Herald, and he's got lanes to play through, right? He's got this lead up in top lane. Remember we spoke about FNB being so good, but they left him on the blind Sejuani, and Robo punished him with the Gnar, and Robo's the one who's been in control so far.
He really has been, and I don't think we see the Sejuani come out here again. I think I do like that Furia have identified a problem with their best of 5 strategy here, which is that they try and pick FNB on a carry position game 1 and game 2. They get hard shut down by jungle pressure, right? Hard shut down. Mid-jungle, diving FNB consistently. They drop 2 games, and then when they try to stabilize, they just lose that 3rd game, and then the series is over, right? I think starting out a little bit more conservatively, starting out a little bit more of a balanced team comp is really helping this team.
Big shuffle up from Envy's deep into the backside, and Tino's around the corner, but there's FNB for the follow-up, and they're taking the jungler down. It's counted onto Envy. Brandsey looking to try and finish off Redbird, but Seos and Brandsey have been left in the 3 vs 3. Flash forward over the Glacial Fissure, but a perfect stopwatch from Redbird, and Seos now trying to scrap back to the tower. Goot in the Vel'Koz form. Heartbreakers forward, slowed down by Amumu, but here comes the Tunu, and Brandsey the last alive. Lightning crash, and down goes Loud.
Fantastic fight from Furia. Really nice in from FNB, and he survives that fight as well. Brunsey trying to dance around the fight, get as much damage down as he can. Ends up throwing 7 or 8 spears into Redbird, ripping them out, and it's just not enough to even take down the Braum here. You get a little show of, just how far behind this Kalista lane is, and yeah, it's nothing they can do in that team fight. Do you run down Robo here? I think so.
Back for the trade there. And ends up being even at the end, and they'll get the HP back on the Mega Nard transformation, but that was a 4v5. Robo did not show up to that play, and Furia happy to take advantage, but Loud now dropping the Herald in the mid. They're going to get this very, very low, down to just 1 plate left.
Yeah, pre-14 too. That's a lot of gold in the pockets there for Loud. Nicely done, and angles them back into the game a little bit. They're down in kills, up in gold, interestingly enough. They're also way up in objectives, having just dropped that Rift Herald. Gotten a bunch of plating, taking the Rift Herald itself initially. They're on this Dragon now as well. Really good look from Loud so far. They're just not winning the fights.
Yeah, I think the scary thing to point out is that Goot got 3 of those 4 kills, right? With Zeri picking up the last one. I mean, he's now steamrolling probably this jungle matchup. He's up in gold, but after all said and done, Robo picked up 2 plates, I think actually 3 for himself. Mid lane picked up some plates, so as much as Furia won and dominated that fight, that dedicated so many resources. Robo, he's dead.
Oh, he spotted though. He got the Warden. Heartbreaker misses, and there's the blast cone to split them up. Robo, he's about to go Mega. Is he going to survive? There's the flash. He does have to burn it, but he gets away.
That was a clutch blast cone. Did he hit the blast cone?
I think he hit it with the boomerang. Yeah, I had him dead to rights there because the glacial prison was about to come up. Goot had the Heartbreaker, like you said, Trajan. I mean, really nicely played from Robo, but the execution from FNB and Goot leaves much to be desired, in my opinion.
Oh, Envy's been pushed away, but Natuno the rotation with the bot lane. The pincer in mid. Out comes the Curse of the Sad Mummy. And Natuno the first to drop, but look, the fight is split up. Loud are being picked apart by Furia. They'll find the tower, but at a great cost.
It's not good. It's not good there. A little bit of a cost there. Croc and Brunsey going down.
Another tower.
On the 1 play, another tower going to go down. Yeah, really nice for Loud. They are just playing the objective game so effectively here. Hopefully Furia can scale up for my predictions. Here's a replay for you coming through. Shibby, you got this one? Or you? I
mean, you see Natuno kind of just dip in and says, you know what, I could get the kill onto Croc. Croc having that Wukong passive going, has the ultimate going, was able to trade 1 for 2, and during all of that, Robo picked up 460 gold plus another minion wave. So this guy is just direct injecting that gold, and you look at just the difference of objectives. 1,900 gold injected into the veins of Loud here. You see, look at that. 5,900 gold to FNB's 4,700. That gold lead that Loud has is purely on the back of Robo.
Yeah, it surely is here, and Robo, he's going to be scaling up really nicely too, right? One of the only members on the team that is scaling at all. So he is this team's late game hope. He's also the only thing standing in front of FNB right now. And hopefully he's got something for this team, carry them through into the late game. Velkoz's falling off super quick. Kalista falling off super quick here as well. They are buying themselves plenty of time with these objectives. Again, just massive objective control from the team so far. Furia looms over.
To Seos.
FNB's
got the flank there.
Wow.
So low, and Amumu pops like a balloon. Goot's now gone straight on top of Tin as he has to flash away, but look at the turnaround. Look at the re-engage. Cyclone out of Croc. Robo firing away. Brunsey wasn't even there.
Oh man, that's big plays from Tinons on Velkoz here. They're going to get this secondary Rift Herald as well. Croc getting all of that gold stacked onto himself. And what a team fight that was. Really nice engage from FNB. You can see why he's the best top laner in the league. But, again, just on Sejuani, right? I mean, you're good for picking one champion, and they got the enemy support. It's not enough, right? You need more than that, right, Shibby?
You need way more. You need way more. See, the fact that Tinons had the flash, he had the reposition available, that laser absolutely melted Furia, right? There were 2 or 3 individuals taking the laser passive plus the true damage, and it just doesn't matter if you're on a tank, because Velkoz with the Leandries, as he's opted in for this, has the tank shredding ability that he has, and just unfortunate that Goot missed the Heartbreaker, couldn't get the reset going, and Envy wasn't even there for that fight. You definitely need a Shurima shuffle. You definitely need some sort of division amongst Loud, because if you just kind of fight them head on like they did there, yeah, FNB is good for 1, but then Tinones is good for like what, 3 or 4 at sometimes if you can get the right positioning.
Certainly here. You have to break up the Dragons, I think, if you're Furia. Need to start moving in on that objective. Objective should be up in 15 seconds here. And then we'll see. But they're trying to push out the mid lane, establish some map control real quick. Control ward going down the middle of the lane, you see there. It's control for you.
30 seconds on this fight, and Loud are the ones with control of the Riverside right now. They've dropped the Herald into bot lane. They're going to get that extra tower. TP in from FNB. Robo currently pushing in that bot wave, and they're looking for an aggression. Look for the Sejuani. Ult goes forward. Finds onto Brunson. Instantly cleanses away, but the Glacial Friction comes through. Another bigger move. Onto a double kill for Tinones. The laser finds them again, and Loud take another win in the fight.
I just can't believe it. What?
They
the Vel'Koz, dude. The Vel'Koz.
In a corridor. They lined up. They shuffled themselves into that little lane, and Vel'Koz just fired away with that laser. Got the double kill onto Redbird and FNB. The tank shredding Vel'Koz is working. 3, 1, and 4. And you had your doubts, guys, but I told you, Tinones is the man to play. He's the one to play this. Vel'Koz had a stellar performance the last time he played it in 2021, is doing work on it again, and I don't know if this draws a ban from Furia or if they just never pick Azir.
I think that's so crazy. If you actually can completely remove the threat of an Azir, this is a champion that people have been blind B1ing. People have been blind picking this mid lane a lot. He's so strong right now, but if Loud have the exact key answer, that mid lane matchup becomes so much easier to draft around.
And it's interesting because I don't know how much the Vel'Koz is effectively countering the Azir as much as it is just, countering the positioning from Furia right now. Like you mentioned, Shibby, they're just kind of lining up for him, right? This is a very forward team comp Furia's drafted. Everybody trying to get forward, get in onto the enemy team, and Tino's just kind of sitting at the back of the pack, dropping the ult on him and dealing incredible amounts of damage. I think you could reasonably pick this into a number of different picks from Furia and not have that much of an issue. This might be a ban.
Okay. Just goes mini. Just a joke. Just from Robo there.
Just a prank.
Didn't mean anything by it. Walks away, and the tower is traded on the bot side as well, but the inner, of course, hang on a second. Goot is way behind enemy lines. I say that while he's in his own jungle, but CS will pick him up.
That's not his jungle, right? Loud have taken the tier 2.
No.
They've thrown Vision down into this red side here. Like, he thought it was his jungle. He's like, I'm safe. I can take my red buff. Immediately gets punished, right? I mean, that's just kind of how it is. And yeah, high diff Croc and Tino's just kind of taking over the game at the moment. As we see the Zhonya's rush onto Amumu, I really like it, right? We saw Zhonya's on supports before as second item. I think first item for Amumu specifically, you wait out his cooldowns, you get the double banish shots into the Curse of the Sad Mummy, you just Zhonya's out so you can't get Heartbreaker on, you can't get Shurima shuffled. I think that's really, really good itemization coming out from Loud, and just you see that gold lead ballooning for Loud.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's fun stuff. We like the Zhonya's for the utility. I don't know if those item changes have been hot fixed out yet for Zhonya's, but I don't think it would be on the patch we're playing on necessarily for CBLOL playoffs here, so probably not anything we have to worry about. They did make it pretty OP, though. You look at some of the changes they're thinking of putting into Zhonya's, so maybe not as much a support item, though, as it will be more expensive. For now, anyway, we got the Zhonya's on the Amumu, and it's good tech. We like the tech for sure here. Not sure what the Amumu's running as far as a keystone goes. It's got to be probably Aftershock, right?
I think he does have the Aftershock already. Could make the argument for something like the Glacial Augment, but it's just so conditional on the Q where you don't have multiple ways of applying this down. You don't have a guaranteed necessarily. Oh, it actually is the Glacial Augment. I lied. It is Glacial. So there you go. He's just looking to slow down the likes of Zarya, Azir, negate their damage, and I think it's gonna get procced mostly on the Q, right? Unless he does like the flash, the fancy flash into R, where he R first is then flash, so it's like almost unreactable. But I think Loud have a firm control of this game. I have seen them throw before, though. Loud is one of those teams that, you know, the gold lead, you give me Pain, you give me Furia, you give me any of the other teams, I'm very confident in their gold leads. But with Loud, it can get kind of dicey given the chaos, I would say, of their team. And I think 5,000 gold, don't get me wrong, 5 to 6,000, it's a solid lead, but you know, this game goes later and later. If they don't close it out, the likes of Zeri and Azir will simply just outscale you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we said in the pregame, right? Those carries for Furia scaling up can be so deadly. And Furia in their last game versus Red, we mentioned that as well. They had to come back from a gold deficit to win that one, and they were able to keep their nerve. And that was in game 5. That was in the losing team leaves playoffs, does not advance further match. This is just game 1. They've got plenty of time to play with. We saw the gold on screen recently as well, and Loud's top side all just to a man so far ahead of the Furia side. I was like very particularly excited to see Brunsey and Sales, to see the bot lane from Loud stepping up versus the Tuna Redbird, but they've very much not been the focus here. It's been all about that mid-top jungle.
Certainly has been here. That's a big reason for some of the, milquetoast KDAs you see in the side of Furia. Is a lot of the reason they're just kind of going 1-1, 1-2, something like that, is that they are waiting, right? They're waiting for the later game here and trying not to fight so much. And those big KDAs on the side of Loud, they are very much trying to fight, trying to find the angle, fight over these objectives, things like that. And that's where they're getting the kills from here so far. Take down that third dragon pretty quick. It's an Infernal Dragon Soul here on the table for Loud. That's a big advantage they could use over Furia. Certainly something that would put that final nail in the coffin for this game 1 and put them ahead in the series. A great place to be in a best of 5 over Furia. That's how you win, right? You just get those first 3 really quick games and kind of blitzkrieg them a little bit. Try to take it to them fast and hard early and win those early games, and makes the series a lot easier for you.
Yep, fast and hard, just how I like it, as Loud with the tip.
Okay, hold up, hang on. Don't let you say that and just breeze past it, mate. This is a family broadcast.
Yeah, that's just how it is. I mean, it's just, I like my cars fast.
That is just how it is.
True, yeah, okay. Sales, enough of the monkey business, goes in for the ult, and they fly to try and follow a Croc, but a great Emperor's Divide slows down the engage. Look for Tinones, he's trying to find an angle for the laser. TP in from Robo, trying to go Mega Redbird. Can anyone let him jump to him? Has to flash the wall instead, and Furia, they do manage to make out with everyone alive. Loud, they turn onto the Baron.
We are on the Baron here. Should be taking it down relatively quick as well with that Kalista. I am sweating if I'm Furia right now.
FNB full HP, though. If he gets the kill, they're TPing in right now. Uh-oh, they back him off.
Yeah, Loud's peeled up. They're trying to punish this split focus right now, but FNB is tanky, and Envy can do the damage. Golden Ghost Croc, he doesn't get hit by the Ultrashock Laser. Loud, they need to find some targets, need to find some kills. They're being chipped away by Furia.
This might be a reverse Baron here. They could easily turn on this. TPs are not available for Robo, so he has to walk his tiny legs back over to this Baron. The only one ready to come back is Tinones. Yeah, the HPs are low. I would take it. If I'm Furia here, just start the Baron. Like, you saw them back off.
This is too much respect. It's too much respect from Furia. We saw there is still a Tinones laser. Perhaps they're afraid of that, but no other of these big teamfight ultimates are available. And the HP bars were so low. I think we did see in that fight just how important the Tinones ultimate is to actually getting these fights over the line for Loud.
It goes back to the scaling point, too. I don't think Furia is going to be comfortable reasonably fighting until we get to that 30-minute mark. Maybe they fight over Dragon Soul, and that'll be about it. That Dragon Soul coming up in a few minutes here. Let me move my camera position. Yeah, 2.5 minutes. And then I think at that point, Furia's going to be like, okay, this is the time. We have to fight now, or it's going to be nothing, right? And until that point, yeah, they're still trying to, absorb as much from Summoner's Rift as they can and try to make an argument for why they should win Game 1 of this series.
Yeah, they have the ticking time clock, right, for Furia. It's 2 minutes. It's do or die. That most likely, like you said, is the game-ending fight. Even if Goot gets the steal, they have to then subsequently win the fight afterwards, because if they just get the Baron, Loud can easily siege with this team comp. The likes of Vel'Koz, when he's on your turrets, when he's banging on the front door. I mean, it is so rough to play around these lasers, the geometry, the W. It can get really disgusting. And I think Furia, they're making their decision. They're tempting the bear, and they want to just deny as much vision as possible and wait for Loud to misstep here. Because FNB has been money on these engages. He's been absolutely on point with at least picking off one person. It's just the follow-up from Furia. They don't have any more gas left in the tank after, and that's where you see the likes of Tinones and Croc just absolutely cleaning them up. Sorry.
I don't want Furia to be cleaned up, I don't think. I'm a pretty big Furia fan.
I'm not Loud.
You
Clean him up. Sweep him out the door. Furia
Trajan,
team, super
man
team,
of the
never heard of him.
people. Man of the people, Trajan. Yeah, I think you
I
probably
go with the Twitter
crowd
likes go.
vote.
What can I say? I don't know.
I think you do. The crowd is definitely with you on that one, Trajan. I think I'm holding a hard analytical line here, and it's getting harder and harder with every minute that passes.
Yeah.
But Robo way out in front, man. So confident here.
Yeah, went for the skirmish build too, right? The Black Cleaver, Wits End, Triforce. I mean, this guy just has a buttload of gold, and he's like, I'm going to spend it on damage. Like, I'm not going to be a tank. Someone else deal with that for now. And
Based.
it's been working out super well for him.
Yeah, I love it. We love the attitude coming out of Robo right there. Croc and the rest of Loud, they are taking control really deep all together into Furia's jungle. But maybe FNB wants to catch them, wants to pick them apart. Look for Goot on the side. Watch for Envy as well. Loud backing away, trying to get back to the river. Furia don't want to let them go for free. Another Arctic Assault forward onto Robo. He's tanky enough to deal with it, and he fires back with so much damage. Gets exhausted by Redbird. Oh, but there's the engage on the backside. Bronzy firing, dashing, and diving, throwing the spears, and Tino finds the kill. Robo with the Meganar, and Loud charge back forward into the Furia jungle. There's the disinformation ray. Double kill for Robo. FNB, the last survivor not to be given a chance to survive that fight. Dragon is open.
Top to bottom Tracer. I can't imagine a more beautiful fight. I know we're going to get the replay on that one. Big Gnar ult in the middle of that fight. The Tinones ultimate coming through from the Vel'Koz. So massive. I think the Vel'Koz ultimate coming through from the Tinones would have made more sense. But getting the double kill down there for Robo. What a fight it was. I was waiting for the laser to come out, right? And he held on to it with the iron fist so long. And he finally got it down in just the perfect moment. The team fight ultimates from Loud have been massive. They're going to get their cake and eat it too. Here's that replay coming through for you. Started out with Robo, just a little bit too far forward, but on the back end here, down the bottom, Envy blown up almost instantly. Good, who was going for a flank, gets blown up there too. Big Gnar ultimate double, nets into a Redbird into the wall, and here's the laser for you. 2 kills going down. Big W slam from Robo. So fun, so exciting there. FNB, the last survivor on the Sejuani, and you can see that, where's my double kill? It was my laser. Come on. I don't think Brunson got a single kill in that fight. I think that might have been why he was lamenting.
He doesn't got a kill all game.
He doesn't have a kill all
Galista
game.
right now.
And it was so
funny,
confusing,
man.
too. You see Envy and Goot on the flank. They just simply didn't respect the engage distance from somebody like Seos. Like, they were looking to funnel. They were looking to just, move them away from Dragon. They step, I believe, an inch far forward than they should have, and they immediately get engaged on, and that just kind of broke down immediately. As you saw, like, as the rest of Furia tried to get in after Envy and Goot got caught. You just look at that damage total so far. Yeah, Tinone's massive on this Vel'Koz, and like you said, Trajan, if this can warp the draft strategy so much, if you can't blind the Azir, which has been so safe in CBLOL, I mean, what do you default to? Things like the Talia, who's going to have a bad matchup into Vel'Koz, like you said, Axe. Like, this Vel'Koz can be picked into other stuff. And if Tinones doesn't get the respect that he deserves, I fully expect him to just slam it 3 games in a row.
It's time to get the Zed out. Envy, get the counters, get the AD assassins. FNB looks for the ult, finds Croc, but Louds will peel back with no issue. They've got the Baron waves pushing in now. We mentioned the scaling is so important for Furia. You cannot let them scale into this game. Loud are absolutely not letting them. 10k in the lead with the soul. They found the scoop onto Robo, hops up, but can he go Mega? There's the kill, a pick in the mid lane.
Really nicely done here. And now it should be 5v4, and they're going to try and pull the trigger on this fight.
Down.
Oh, man. It's do or die, right?
Yeah,
I think you have to try it 5v4, but it doesn't seem like they agree here. I don't know.
Yeah, they used the scoop, they used the glacial prison, they used pretty much all of their pick tools, right? The only guy that has an ultimate remaining is Goot, and if they botch this as they are coming in with the TP onto the backside, FNB.
Ooh.
Wants to keep going.
Come
He
on
almost
now.
has the ult back, but Tino's, remember Tino's position is so important, but Seos completely stymies them on the other side. Shwani, he's holding them down. 1 versus 3. Envy trying to look for an angle to get in. Amumu is out safe, but Bronze's been left alone on the front line, has to flash into the river. They're still chasing FNB. Loud, this fight so split across, but they all survive. Such a low HP bar for Goot. He cancels the recall, doesn't want to be greedy with it.
Yeah, I don't want to be too greedy with it. Nice positioning from FNB. If you're going to teleport onto something, teleport onto that, right? Make the big plays. And they almost get Seos down, almost get Brunsey. It's a good play. It's the play you have to make. And at the end of the day, not super successful from them. Robo's going to be back onto Summoner's Rift, and we'll be 5v5 once more here. I think that is best case scenario, is that play with Loud in the position that they are in, with this Infernal Soul, with the Baron, empowered minions and everything like that. It's just to go for a little flank play with the teleport from FMB, and maybe they could have gotten a kill or two, but other than that, I don't know what else they could have possibly hoped for at this stage of the game.
You saw them desperately try to get onto Tino, the man was kiting for his life, right? Just shredding through FNB, and then the rest of Loud as light breaks out.
Oh, they got him again. They got him again.
Wait,
and he's got no flash. He's been knocked up. That's the pick. That is the pick you needed. We said his positioning would be pivotal. And finally, as they're knocking on the base, he gets caught.
Forget everything.
Big glacial fissure.
Yeah.
Forget everything I said about Dino's positioning. Throw it out the door. The guy just gets destroyed by a Braum ultimate out of everything. With the Sejuani, with the Shriva Shuffle, all these different champions. Rember's like, you know what? You guys suck. I'm just going to get him right now. Throws down the glacial fissure. That shutdown also went onto the hands of Netuno here. Although I don't agree with the Guardian Angel pickup. I think Zeri's wake up is good. It is nice. I just feel like if you build something, potentially like the Wit's End, something more MR orientated, you're just getting absolutely shredded. I think the GA is not worth it. Ooh.
Croc wants it. He's flashed past the wall, does his one Cyclone, has another charge, but there's the Azir Tower. He really, really wants this one. Goes deep, one more Q, trying to find it. Envy can't win the 1v1. Seos was in the back pocket just in case.
I like running over to the turret and setting that up real quick. I don't know how much that helped him, but it was pretty fun to watch there. Let me just set up my thing real quick. Hold on just a moment. Okay, now we can fight. Robo maybe finding a pick here on Good.
This is not as good of a 1v1, Robo. You can't do what Croc just did. There's 4 members of Furia here, and the rest of Loud have to come in and back him up. They will break apart right now. The Dragon, the Elder, and Baron are both up in 30. Envy's going to be dead, but he's going to have the TP to come in quickly.
Nothing from Shibby. I was waiting for a joke from Shibby there. We got the Dragon coming up here in just a few seconds. The Elder Dragon.
Why can't you trust Adams? They make everything up. That's why I don't know what you want from me.
There we go. Little gag for the audience there, for ones in the back.
Oh, yeah, there you go. The Adams do make up everything. Robo here, he's got no Mega Bar. Now's a good time for the engage from Furia.
And now Robo backs away. Watch FNB with the ultimates on the front line has been so good at keeping them in this game. But I think Brunson, he's already started up the Dragon. He's stacking up those Ren Spears. And Croc now comes back. Robo again on the flank, always pushing and prodding on the front line. Tinones doesn't have his flash yet once again. They do have the Ren secure. Loud just have to try and steal this. If Loud lose this, I don't know what to tell you. But there it is, picked up by Kalista. And now they have the Elder. Robo guys forward. Goot on the back has been picked apart by Kalista. And now Furia, they've been split apart. They're melting one by one in front of Loud. Envy flies in for one last ditch effort, but there's no chance of success. Netuno left kiting into the wrong side of the map, goes into the GA while the Loud teleports into the base. What a start to the series for Loud. They came out swinging in the draft. They were swinging in the game. It's 1-0 to them.
Oh, that ultimate. Let's go, Tinos. Get that median score. That's
one more for the fans.
Just absolutely shreds those minions like he was shredding Furia in game 1. And this throws a wrench, right? Like, all things considered, yes, Croc